Matt runs like 5 different companies. Now, most people cannot even run one company, so I'll have to ask him how he does that.
I mean, there are 5 businesses now.
Correct. So we have Freelancer.com.
Freelancer.com, which is a global marketplace for jobs.
Yes.
Escrow.com, which is a payments business. So you can think of it like PayPal.
Yes.
But the difference is with Escrow.com, the money sits in trust off balance sheet.
Yes.
The third business I'm really excited about is a business I acquired just recently.
Yes.
It's a global freight marketplace. So it's like Freelancer, but it's for shipping freight. We've changed the name. It wasn't my idea, but we changed it to Freightlancer. And this is basically...
It's a great brand. It's a great brand.
And then on top of that, there's 2 other businesses. Obviously, Warrior Forum, which
yes.
is the world's biggest internet marketing community, 1.3 million internet
and
marketers.
That's where the one we've done some business with.
That's right. That's right. And then the 5th business is a conference. It's called StarCon.
Yes.
It's the largest conference in Australia for startups and growth and technology, and probably the 2nd biggest in Asia.
So I'm curious with, let's say, entrepreneurs, right? You talk about most business that you have right now. You bought them. You didn't start from scratch.
No.
Why do you go with the buying model versus the starting up? Like, because people, well, I have no money, I'm getting started, I can't afford to buy a business. Like, what advice do you give to entrepreneurs?
Well, it's very difficult. My business before this was a business I started from scratch. It's called Sensory Networks. We built semiconductors, or effectively used FPGAs to build a chip, to do pattern matching of network traffic. Eventually it sold to Intel, but very, very, very tough to start a business from scratch. And after about 6 years running, doing about $2.5 million in revenue. And then ultimately after 13 years it sold, and I left halfway through.
And the profit margin probably
negative. No profit. It's don't do hardware.
Don't do hardware.
It is
one big piece of advice.
With hardware, if you have too much inventory, it's just sitting on the shelf depreciating. And if you don't have enough, you can't sell anything.
And they go out of date too, right?
Yeah, it's like that, like so quickly. It's like you go to the local computer store now. They won't hold any inventory. You want to buy a hard drive, you tell them you want it, and then they go and find it from someone else and they get it for you. Because if they hold it on the shelf, it's depreciated in no time. 100%. So, very complicated business. But this time around, basically, look, I wanted to get to market quickly, and so I looked around for businesses that that were doing some revenue that I could kind of get going with. And it's a very long story about Freelancer. It's all online. I won't kind of.
And the last time when I interviewed you, you kind of shared your story
about
anyway.
But in this particular case, I just wanted to get out there and be running a business and growing it very, very quickly with revenue. And to that, I found a business that already had revenue.
Where do you look for these companies? That's I think the first question. Is it through a relationship?
Well, you have to look where no one else is looking. Right? You want to.
I guess you're not looking online like listing.
You can't. If you want to buy it for a cheap price, you can't look anywhere that the venture capitalists are looking or institutional investors are looking.
Yes.
So you got to look for businesses that are in strange locations, in kind of niches that people overlook. I was lucky with Escrow. Escrow was in plain sight. Escrow was in California. All those domain names sold through it. So Evan Spiegel, when he bought, he set up Snapchat. Sorry, he bought the Snapchat domain and used Escrow to do the payment, etc. So everyone knew about it, but no one really actually knew that it was a business that you could potentially buy. It looked like a big financial institution. It had a thing on the website saying it had done $2 billion worth of transactions through it. And I just kind of asked them if they wanted to sell, and it turns out that I could buy it, and
it's funny when I used to buy like even smaller websites, and you could see a lot of businesses. You might think they're not for sale because most business owners they're not thinking about selling.
No.
But when you say, "Hey, would you be interested to sell?" A lot of them would be like, "No, but let's talk." Right?
Well, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like what do they have in mind?
And you say, "Okay, well, show me this information," and sometimes they're a bit apprehensive, and you go, "Well, if you want me to make an offer, I've got to kind of see some numbers." And so, for a lot of business owners, after a while, their curiosity gets hold of them, and they go, "It's a free option. Like, okay, show me a number. I'll take a look at a number," and then maybe they think about it. I've been running this business for 5 years, 10 years. Maybe I want to do something new. If I can cash out, I can kind of start something new that I'm interested in because I've been doing this for a long time, and so on. So,
are you always looking to acquire the next company, looking at deals? Or?
I'm always looking at things. I'm very patient. I can take 2-3 years or more to buy something. There's a business I really like. It's been 6 years.
Oh wow!
And every few months I check in with them. How are you going? Interested in selling?
No, maybe
not yet. Maybe
all right.
More money, whatever. I don't know. But it can take a long time. obviously they've also got to be a good fit. It's very hard, very, very, very hard to run a business that's completely different. The great thing is there's a lot of alignment between the businesses. So Freelancer is basically just freelancer in a niche, right?
Exactly.
And so I've got some good operators that came from that particular domain, and the rest of it is just freelancer.
Right.
In fact, we're going to move on top of the freelancer platform because you can build a whole marketplace on top of freelancer using the API.
Right. It's very strategic integration.
You could build Uber on Freelancer. You could build Grubhub on Freelancer. We're moving across Freelancer, and that gives us 45 currencies. It gives us all the payment systems. It gives so many different things, right? Reputation system and how feedback, crowdsourcing, and so forth. So that's great. When I bought Escrow, that was a very difficult business to run because it's a completely different space.
It doesn't have a ton of synergy, right?
Can
you use freelancer.com to grow Escrow?
Absolutely, there's a lot of synergy. There's 15 million projects that have been done on Freelancer to date.
Got it.
4 million to 5 million have been websites, and at least 1 million have payments built in.
Okay.
Right, so you can build in Escrow into all these different websites. So there's there's a huge amount of synergies. But it is just a completely different business. So it's highly regulated. You need different types of people. You need compliance people and so forth. The markets are slightly different in terms of who you're pitching to and so on. So with that, I had to literally hire 60 people and have a really solid management team in that business and solid operations. I had to rebuild everything, from the technology through the support processes to AML programs and so on. So that was quite difficult. So I don't like to buy businesses that are a complete step out because they're very hard to run.
Just one step, maybe.
Just you need to have synergies or some sort of adjacency where it really makes sense. But that was a very important business for a bunch of different reasons. I mean, all the major marketplaces have payments businesses,
right?
Amazon, etc. I mean, eBay had PayPal. They should not have split them off. That was a mistake in my opinion. But that was pretty critical for us.
Awesome.